Hi, dear student. Are you a 10th standard student and you will take Cbse board exams the coming year? Are you interested to score high marks and rank in exams? You're finding it nervous that you're going to face board exams? You're attending coaching, you're taking extra tuitions, you're working harder. So what it takes to score high mark and rank in 10th board Cbse exams? I'm Rakesh Mohan, master trainer in memory and study skill for students. Last 20 years, I'm training program conducting for students who are preparing for board exams for 10th, +1 and +2. In this video, I'm going to tell you in short how you can score, how you can become a ranked student in the coming up board exams. So what it takes to become a ranked student in 10th board exams. You have to follow some rules. If you follow some rules strictly, then nobody can stop you scoring high marks and ranking exams. Your students, just simply working harder, is it enough to get a rank in exams? No. Board exams are different from school exams that we have faced over the years, from 1st standard to 9th standard. But 10th standard is not like that. You're going to face in national and state level, so the competition is very high. You cannot take chance. So follow certain rules. If you follow these rules, you can score higher marks and ranking exams. First, you should be very clear about the syllabus. Before your school starts, take out your textbooks, science, maths, social studies, and languages. Go through the syllabus. Be very clear and have a clear perspective. What are the syllabus that is going to be covered and what you're going to study the whole year for preparing. If you're very clear about the syllabus, then that is up to the first step. You have finished in scoring high mark and ranking exam. Second step is collect all the previous year's question papers and model papers, at least last 5 years question papers we just solved. Go through the question papers, see the type of questions, even though the school has not started, your classes have not started, no, don't worry, but see the question paper pattern. Takes, for example, 2017, 2018, compare the question papers from one year to another year and see how it was easy or difficult. Talk to your teachers, talk to your seniors, ask them how tough it was. Was it easy or was it difficult? Being very clear about the question papers will always give an idea how you should prepare. For example, it is just like taking a movie ticket. When you have movie ticket, then only you can enter for a movie theater. Very similarly, preparing for the board exam, having a previous year's solved question papers is like just having a ticket for getting higher marks and rank in board exams. Second, the third step is your study skill. The most important part here is should know how to study science. Science is not just science. You have 3 branches in that: physics, chemistry, and biology. And in physics, all about principles. You should be very clear about principles. You should know, understand the definitions. You have to understand the formulae. You have to understand the derivations. If you're very clear about these concepts of physics, physics will become very easy for you. Chemistry is all about elements, compounds, equations, periodic table. Am I right? So remembering elements, compounds, equations, and experiments will find it difficulty for most of the students. But if you follow a simple memory techniques, you can even remember any difficult equations very easily. If you're very familiar with compound names, IUPAC names, and chemical equations, then chemistry will become very easy for you. And biology is full of facts. There's nothing to understand there. It's only about memory. Botany and zoology is full of facts. You have to understand that and you have to memorize it. So you should know how to memorize the common names, the scientific names, the technical terminologies, the diagrams, the parts of the diagrams. For example, if you're studying about eyes, you should know how many parts of the eyes are there. All the names are Greek and Latin. You should be very familiar remembering the parts of the eyes. If you're studying about ears, if you're studying about heart, if you're studying about kidney, or any particular parts, but diagram, you should be very clear how to remember the diagram and how to remember the parts. So if you follow these rules of using memory techniques, science will become very easy for you. When it comes to mathematics, it's full of formulas and problems. So just you should know, first thing in mathematics is learn to understand the concepts. Concepts are very, very important. If you understand the concepts, then remembering formulas will become easier. Once the formula are easier to remember, then you should know how to solve the problems. Solve as many problems as possible. And the more problems you solve, the more ideas, the more experience and more creative your mind becomes. You can solve any kind of mathematics problem. It can be trigonometry, or it can be statistics, it can be mensuration, it can be anything. Okay. When it comes to social studies, you have got history, you have got geography, right? You have got civics, constitution, economics. So most of the students find difficulty in history, where remembering the historical dates, what happened in this year, what happened on that year, which event. So history is nothing but his story. What happened, when it happened, where it happened, how it happened. For example, if you want to know about Second World War, how it started, when it started, who started that, what are the consequences of that. That's all. Why, what, when, and who. If you go to geography, geography is all about places. For example, just studying about, say, Europe continent, you have to remember how many countries are there in Europe, what are the countries, and what are the capitals. Or if you're studying about India, what is the land mass frontier of India, what is the total coastal area square of India, or you may be asked to what are the major ports in India, or what are the major airports in India, or where the most important minerals are available in India. So you have to remember these points in geography. If it comes to economics, you have to remember about demand and supply, the graphs, a lot of graphs will be there. Again, you have to use your simple memory techniques to remember these things. So, dear students, there's nothing is impossible. 60% of the topics in science, math, and social can be remembered, learned easily by understanding and comprehending deeply. But most of the topics is not just about understanding. To remember everything or to master the whole subject, you have to use few memory techniques which will help you to remember for a longer duration of time. Why? Because whatever you study in 10th standard, it will be useful for you in your +1 and +2 also, whether you take science or commerce or a diploma or any other field or subjects. When it comes to languages, you have grammar, you have got poems to remember, you have to remember vocabulary, you have to remember the opposite words, you have to know the meanings of the words. Again, here, 5 words or 10 words, you can by heart, but you can't remember a lot of words, so many opposite words, synonyms, antonyms, grammatical rules. Again, use certain memory techniques to remember these things. This is the third step. The fourth step, the father of memory is interest, and mother of memory is revision. So revision plays a very, very important role in scoring high marks in exams. Why? Only through proper revision, you'll be able to remember all the things you have learned for a longer term. Okay. You study today and you forget tomorrow. For example, yesterday evening you have studied something and try to recall today, you have forgotten 80% of the information. Why? Because you have not revised it. So proper revision is very important. When your school starts, when your coaching starts, say from June 1st till March, okay? So 10 months, you have the time to prepare for exams. So the 10 months, you have to divide your time one month, and you should follow systematic revision plan. And when you have a 2 months before the exams, it's very, very important. At the 2 months, the way you revise, the approach of revision is very, very important. You have to go for fast revision method, because whatever you have learned in last 10 months, you have to revise everything. You have to keep everything in your fingertips. Even if you miss 1 mark, that means you cannot get 100 out of 100 in exams. Am I right? If you want to score out of marks in exams, both systematic revision plan and fast revision plan, both plays a very important role. 5. Sixth important thing to remember is concentration and focus. What is concentration power? Concentration power is not working harder and deeper. Concentration is nothing but studying your subject properly. Studying your subject properly. If you have got a proper approach, if you have proper attention, if you have proper focus when you're studying, when you're listening to class lecture, when you're writing a test, when you're writing an exam, proper attention, proper focus itself is concentration. So you know what you're listening, you know clearly what you're studying, you know clearly what you're writing. If you are very clear, if you're very attentive, if you're very focused on what you're doing, then you'll remember it very easily. So concentration and focus are very, very important. This next rule is time management. Time management is very important. Time is the most precious currency for 10th standard students. You can't even waste 1 minute also. Yes, you should have time for entertainment and enjoyment. But if you waste one day, imagine you have wasted 1 mark. If you wasted 1 day, it means you have wasted 1 mark. So you should have, other than school and attending your tuition or coaching, should set out certain hours. Morning, how much time I have to spend for studying, and evening, how much time I have to spend for studying. Now, which is the right time for studying, evening or morning? Most of the people says morning is the right time for studying because morning mind is fresh, right, and energetic. It's not like that. Evening, anytime from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock is the right time for studying, because from morning 9:30 to evening 4:30, you are in school. Evening 6 to 8:30, you are in tuition. You have learned a lot of new topics. So when you come back home, you have to study what you have learned in school or in your coaching center, right? And when you get up in the morning, don't study anything new. You have to revise. Morning is the right time for revision. Okay. And the last rule is 1 month before the exam. So imagine April 2nd is your exams and now it is March. What you have to do in this 1 month, everything is you have studied, you have taken preparatory exams. Now it's examination holidays and you're preparing. Take your old question papers, take model question papers, try to solve all of them. Daily try to solve three question papers. You will come to know about your strength and weakness. For which questions I'm writing properly, for which questions I'm missing it out. After finishing one question paper, you analyze your answer paper by yourself. If I have written like this in exam, will I get 100 out of 100? Where I made the mistakes? Whether all the wrong answers are correct, whether all the formulas are correct, whether my approach are correct, whether my steps are correct. If I write like this, whether I'll get out of 8 marks, you can show your answer paper to your teacher and ask, take her help. Ma'am, if I write like this in exam, will I get out of 8 marks? Your teacher may give some tips or some ideas or advice. No, this is like this. You have to make some corrections here. So by making small corrections, you'll come to know this is how I should approach, how I should present the answers in the examination. And more than these things, these rules, most important is you have to keep your mind positive. You have to be always relaxed. Don't take tension. Examination is nothing, it's not just a life, it's just another event. It is just like a festival. It comes yearly once and it goes. It keeps coming every year once. You have to enjoy exams like a festival. You will wear a new dress, you're very happy, your mind is entertained, energized, focused. Similarly, don't take tension, don't get nervousness. Keeping your mind positive, calm, cool, and relaxed will help you to develop your self-confidence, and you will overcome your fear and shyness. And every step you keep for preparing exams will help you to score high mark and rank in exams. So dear students, if you like this video, do share this video, like this video. At the same time, if you're interested, you can join my 3 days master class workshop for 10th Cbse students, which I'm going to conduct for. The total duration of this workshop is 6 hours, where I teach important memory techniques, revision techniques, study techniques for science, maths, social, and languages. In all schools, colleges, and coaching centers, they will teach you what to study. They'll explain the subject, but they don't teach you how to remember that. They don't teach you how to solve the problems. So I'm going to show you how. So memory techniques are very, very important if you want to score high marks and rank in exams. This is an excellent master workshop. 6 hours, you're not even wasting 6 seconds. You're learning the technique, you're applying the technique for your subject, and you'll come to know, yes, if you find it difficult to remember something, apply the technique to remember. For example, trigonometry formulas. If you find it difficult to remember, I'll teach you a technique how to remember formulas in trigonometry. Same physics, electricity, all the formula for electricity is a simple technique to remember that. So attend this workshop. Thousands of students for last 20 years have taken these programs and they increased their pass the percentage by 20 to 25%. It means if you're scoring 70%, 20 to 25% extra will be 85 to 90%. Shul is going to help you. Don't miss this 3 days workshop. If interested, just click the join button and you'll get the complete details of the program. Thank you.